Talk about what fascia is and try and give a little explanation simply of what that is. When I was in PT school, when we did the dissection class, and we did the dissection class with doctors, and we literally dissected someone from head to toe. And what we were taught about fascia is that it was just connective material, that was packing material. It really didn't have any influence on the body, and it was the thing that we had to get out of the way so we could see the real issues, which were the nerves, tendons, arteries, all of that stuff. Well, the problem is, in cadaver lab, you're not studying a live dynamic human, and so the tissue looks shriveled. It looks like it's really not doing much, but actually it is a three-dimensional web that runs from head to toe throughout your entire body, and it supports, it stabilizes. It is a huge contributor to keeping us healthy. And if that tissue becomes restricted, it kind of binds down on top of itself, and it can have up to 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch when it fully gets restricted. That's a lot of pressure. And the problem is we were taught that it really didn't have an effect on the body. So when you have a restriction, if it's pulling, the pain doesn't happen where the restriction is most of the time. A lot of times the restriction causes pressure somewhere else. So if I had a restriction in my side here, let's say I had a surgery, or if someone had a child and this tissue tightened down, it would pull forward 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. So this constant pulling here would then usually result in symptoms back here. So if someone would come in with symptoms back here, we were taught to treat the symptoms because we weren't taught that this fascia had an influence. And when you add that component to addressing the fascia system with helping people heal, you can get a more complete picture. And so when I try and describe fascia, sometimes I will use like an orange, or this is a clementine. Same thing. The fascia runs three-dimensionally through our body. So if you take the peel, and what holds the peel down, you can consider that as like fascia that keeps our skin in place. Okay? That's one layer. As you peel this off, you can see, this would kind of be like fascia holding the skin. And then if you look at the entire orange itself, then you also see the divisions that hold the slices together. Okay? That would be the fascia thickens throughout our body to hold the organs in place, to hold the lungs where they're supposed to be, the heart, everything like that. If we stood up and we didn't have these thicker layers holding places into peace, then our lungs would fall down into our legs, and that's just not a good thing. So you can see how, again, three-dimensionally, this is what goes through our body too. It separates different components and compartments, and if it also provides space for things like arteries and nerves to go through, like this could be like a nerve going through, or the artery going through our body, and the fascia helps provide space so that it can be there. And if you take an individual slice, you also see the fibers going down through the slices. This is like through our body. It helps keep the fluid where it's supposed to be. And so fascia literally runs three-dimensionally through our body, just like the different layers here in the orange. So if you think about that, it has an effect on everything in your body. It provides space for the aorta to go through. It provides spaces for the different tendons and nerves to go through. And if that tissue becomes restricted, it can crush nerves, arteries, muscles. It can crush your intestines, so it can cause all kinds of signs and symptoms. And again, this is a tissue that we were taught really had no influence on the body. And so that's why so many people have such pain and chronic pain, and why the pain continues even with treatment is because we're not addressing this part of the body.